I'm not hearing a thing.
Mr. Burrell, can you turn your video on, please? Okay. We're on the record in 24 CCR 239914, State of Texas versus Evan McKinley Burrell. Mr. Hunter, why don't you go ahead and give the court an update? Thank you.
Your Honor, the state has made us an offer. I've been in discussions with Mr. Hearn about how we need to finish this up and handle it. And that's where I think our next setting is it a pretrial or is it a trial, Judge?
Pre-trial on July 10th.
July 10th. All right. Hopefully we'll have it taken care of before then, but we've been in communication with the state.
Okay. Well, if you need a plea date, please contact Sarah and she'll give you a date before July 10th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thanks, Judge.
Umana. All right, we're on the record in 24 CCR 239025, State of Texas versus Rudy Umana. Mr. Ramirez, if you would give the court an update on the case.
Judge, we're just trying to coordinate a diversion for my client. We've had we've been trying to get a hold of the coordinator over there and need a little more time to get that done. We haven't been able to speak to her. So that's kind of where we're at.
Or is this for a TRAS?
Well, just to be considered for the DWI court diversion program.
Oh, DWI. Well, I mean, I assume that your client still needs to be TRAS, correct?
Yes, and we need that information as well. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, your pretrial date is coming up on July 10th. We need to try to wrap all that up and have a decision made prior to that date.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Ramirez, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
Reyes. Reno, are you there?
I am, sir. Can you see me now?
I do not.
Okay. Trying to figure this thing out. Okay, I don't know why it's not coming up. There it is. All right, can you see me now, sir?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we're on the record in 24 CCR 240291, State of Texas versus Justin Rene Reyes. Mr. Yavarino, please give the court an update.
Sure. Met with DA this morning with regards to a compromise on this case. I explained to my client. So we'll be taking a deferred 16 months deferred on this case. And we'll be asking Ms. Toller for a date to go ahead and plea it out.
You want to play it next week?
Possibly, Your Honor. What day would that be, sir?
Sarah? Okay, how about May 6th?
May 6th, May 6th.
May 6th at 1:30.
Yes, I think that'll work. That's a Thursday, isn't it?
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
But it's afternoon. It's 1:30.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay, May 6th.
Justin, you're okay with that? Okay.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All those 12 like cases with like one defendant with like multiple. Oh, it was 8 people. We'll keep them on the 6th. All right, let's move on to Ramirez. Mr. Ramirez, if you would turn your video on, please. Mr. Ramirez. Mr. Ramirez, if you would turn your video on, please. Move on to the next case.
Hello?
Mr. Ramirez, are you there? Turn your video on, please.
Okay. Is it on?
We're on the record in 21 CCR 225152, State of Texas versus Devontre Dequez Ramirez. Mr. Torres, give the court an update.
Sure, Judge. Good afternoon. So, Judge, I've been in communication with Mr. Vinson with regard to a resolution of this case. Earlier this month, I know he is trying to kind of review some things, Judge, as far as victims and so forth. I'm just kind of waiting on a response.
Okay. Better hurry up with the response, State. We got a MAG hearing on May 23rd.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your client, Mr. Ramirez, is free to go. We're going to move on to your next client, Mr. Torres, Craven.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I just leave or?
Yes, sir. Mr. Ramirez, you can log off. Okay. I'll be in contact with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Craven, if you would turn your video on, please. Mr. Craven, turn your camera on, please. We're on the record in 24 CCR 239017 and 24 CCR 239093. State of Texas versus Donald Craven. Go ahead and give me an update.
Yes, sir, Judge. So as you know, he is pending 2 assault cases. The issue before us, I'm sure as you know, is the report written by Dr. Pittman dated March 13th, in which he found an issue with regard to Mr. Craven's mental health that, in his opinion, prohibits us from going further, according to him. So I think at this point, Mr. Hearn and I kind of need to wade through that and kind of see what the state's position is as far as going forward.
You want to say anything?
Yes, Your Honor. I've been in touch with our mental health division, specifically ADA McElroy. And she said that she was reviewing that report. She was nearly done. And the last I spoke with her, I think was last week. And she mentioned that she planned on emailing Sarah to perhaps get him on the mental health docket caseload.
Okay. All right. Well, he may end up in mental health court. Who knows, Mr. Torres? You
Yes,
and
sir.
the state need to talk about that. Does he need to talk to McElroy? Ms. McElroy?
That would be probably best. If you need her email, Ross, you know how to get, reach me, so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. I'll contact her today and just kind of let her know that we need to discuss a resolution of it.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Torres. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Mr. Martinez, you are next. Fillmore.
Should have a connection to Your Honor, I spoke to him earlier. He's not on there.
We'll come back.
All right.
Hawthorne.
These guys are killing me, Judge. I will go to my office and see what's going on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hurry. Let's move on to Brown. Okay, let's move on to Mendiola. By the way, Dokes is dismissed. Ms. Scott, can you turn your camera on, please?
Can you see me?
I cannot see you.
No,
Ms.
I
Scott,
don't
you
know
have,
why you can't see it. Let me try to.
okay. Let's put Ms. Mendiola back in the waiting room. We'll move on to the next case. Pineda Garcia. I'm sorry. She's got a really bad connection.
Okay, can you see me or hear me?
Yes, I can now. I'll tell you what, we'll come back. We'll go back to your case. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, we're on the record in 24 CCR 238328, State of Texas versus Cynthia Mendiola. Go ahead and give me an update. Ms. Scott, you can give me an update.
Yes, I'm here.
Ms. Scott, if you could give me an update on the case.
The update is that the prosecutor's office said they needed to contact the complaining witness and they would get back to me once they had done that. And I have not heard anything since March with that request.
Have you received an offer?
No, she said she wanted to get a RIP call done with the complaining witness before she made an offer. So I do not have an offer at this time.
State?
For which one? No, as far as I know, that's not BB case. Let me take a look. It's not. I'm looking at.
Right.
It
Ms.
does-
Mendiola, if you would just mute yourself, please.
Um, Judge, this does appear to be a DV case, but I wasn't aware of it. And I don't. It doesn't appear that there is an offer on the case at the moment. And that
Has the RIP call been made?
a RIP call has, give me a second. I'm so sorry, Judge. Does look like a RIP call was completed in February. I'm not sure why an offer hasn't been made, Judge. There's no notes. I see that there is a note of a RIP call that has been done in February, but I don't have any other information other than that. I'm sorry.
All right. Y'all give
My-
Ms. Scott a call.
My understanding was they were unsuccessful in reaching the complaining witnesses in that call, and so they weren't able to make an offer until they would be able to reach them.
I think there might be some miscommunication between the prosecutor who's on the case and Miss Scott. So I will make sure that Miss Hicks gets with Miss Scott when she's back in the office.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I apologize,
All right, the
Judge.
state will get with you, Ms. Scott. Thank you for
Okay.
you and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
Pineda. And the attorney. Ms. Perez.
Yes, Judge, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Client with you?
Yes, he's present in the room, sorry.
All right, very good. We're on the record in 24 CCR 240419, State of Texas versus Brian Jose Pineda Garcia. Ms. Perez, if you'd give the court an update.
Yes, Your Honor, we have received all discovery on this case. The state has also made an offer. We are just working with my client to provide a mitigation so we can counter and or apply for a PTI program.
Anything from the state? All right. If that's the case, next court date is on July 8th. Try to have all your PTI stuff turned in well before then, so we have an answer by that court date.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good night.
You too. All right, Harris. All right, bring him on. Mr. Harris, you are going to come up right there.
Afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. All right.
My client is in the courtroom.
Yeah, you should see him on Zoom right now.
Okay, I do.
All right, 1 second. I need to get all these cases pulled up. We're on the record in 24 CCR 241 575 577 and 578, State of Texas versus Michael Andre Harris III. All right, we'll get that fixed later on, Mr. Harris. Did you hear that, Mr. Cohen? Your client's a second, not a third. So we need to do a name change at some point. Let's get some proof to the state so they're doing the name change. But Mr.
Okay.
Cohen, if you would give the court an update.
Okay, Judge, we do have all discovery on the case, as far as I know up to date. I did receive an email from Ms. Hicks, the ADA on this case yesterday. There are 3 complaining witnesses. She said she's been able to do a RIP call with only one of the witnesses so far, and she would like to speak with the other 2 before she can make me an offer on the case. So she did state that her plan is to try to speak with them and give me an offer by the end of next week.
State.
That's my understanding as well. Ms. Hicks is confident that the contact information she has for the other two complaining witnesses are correct. She was in the middle of doing a rip with one of them and the complainant's phone died in the middle of it. So Taylor is going to follow up with her early next week and then do the other one as well and is on track to convey an offer by the end of next week.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cohen, thank you for the update. Your next court setting is on July 8th. It's another status at 2:30 via Zoom. Mr. Harris, you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Good day.
You too. Thanners. Mr. Thanners, if you would turn your camera on, please. We're on the record in 24 CCR 241290, State of Texas versus Walter Earl Thanners. Mr. Pierce, if you would give the court an update on the case.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
We've received discovery. I've reviewed the majority of what I've gotten. I've had some issue with a Blu-ray disc that I'm working on getting fixed. Otherwise, I had a prior conversation with the state regarding a potential offer. I don't believe it's been made officially, at least not conveyed to me, but I will follow up with our prosecutor to see if I can get that locked in.
Okay. All right, well, Mr. Pierce, your next court date will be on July 8th. Hopefully we have some more traction on the case by then.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I'll make sure to do my part here and reach out.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you. You have a good afternoon.
You too. Netke. Mr. Caesar, if you would turn your video on, please. Mr. Caesar?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here. I'm trying to turn it on. Okay. Judge?
All right. We're on the record in 24 CCR 241303, State of Texas versus Journey Paul Netke. Mr. Caesar, go ahead and give the court an update.
Judge, I've been in contact with the prosecutor. She says she's out of the office today. I guess another prosecutor's covering for her. And we're trying to work it out, but she apparently hasn't spoken with the complaining witness, hasn't made the RIP call, so we're just in limbo. We're trying to go for a PTI, so I put together a mitigation packet, which I've submitted to the state. So,
State.
Yes, Judge. It does appear that the state still needs to complete a RIP call. It does appear that defense has sent over some sort of mitigation information, but because the RIP has not been completed, a plea offer has not been conveyed, but we will consider mitigation if Mr. Caesar gives us a formal packet.
Okay. All right, well, your next court setting's on July 8th. It's another status docket. Hopefully we'll have some better traction or have a better idea of where the case is headed at that time. Thank you, Mr. Caesar, for the update. You and your
thank you, Judge.
Free to go.
Thank you.
Harvey. I know the attorney is in a murder trial, so we'll just go ahead and pass on this one, but I'm gonna let him know. He's not in the waiting room. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's move into Shell. As soon as we get to the end of this docket, I'm going to take the plea, and then we'll go back to all these stragglers and figure out who's here, who's not, and I'll hear bond forfeitures at that time as well. All right, Mr. Shell, if you would turn your camera on, please. We're on the record, 23 CCR 236332, State of Texas versus Gregory Scott Shell. Mr. Barrientos, if you'd give the court an update. Mr. Barrientos, you are muted.
Okay, Judge, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Thank you. Judge, we have an agreement with the state. We just need a date. I can either arrange it directly with Sarah, send her an email with a couple of dates and court date.
About May 6th for a plea.
Let me check my calendar if I may, Judge.
Yeah, it's 1:30. It's in the afternoon.
Yes, it's a good time.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Then I'm going to put you down for May 6th. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
Machado.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on that.
All right, we're on the record, 24 CCR 238984, State of Texas versus Eric Melendez Machado. Mr. Axel, go ahead and give me an update.
So we have a tentative plea agreement in place. The original agreement was worked out with the previous prosecutor, Mr. Cavill. So I haven't had a chance to rehash it with the newer prosecutor signed with the case. But other than just ironing out the particulars, we have a plea agreement in place. So our next court date, which I believe is in next month, we're prepared to go ahead and dispose of everything on that date.
So you need a plea date? I can give you one sooner.
Yeah. Yes, Judge.
How about May 6th at 1:30?
Let me check my calendar 1 second. You said May 6th at 1:30?
Correct.
That works for me. Does that work for you, Mr. Machado?
Mr. Machado, I think he's frozen. Why don't you give him a call and confirm if that works for him? If it does not, contact my court, speak to Sarah, and y'all can figure out another date.
Okay, we'll do, Your Honor.
All right, y'all are free to go.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Dedrick Washington. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233539, State of Texas versus Dedrick Deshaun Washington. Mr. Washington, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, you can lower your hand. Mr. Washington, you stand charged by information with the offense of driving while intoxicated. It's a Class A misdemeanor and has a range of punishment of a fine not to exceed $4,000 and confinement in the county jail not to exceed 1 year. Do you understand the charge against you and the range of punishment? Do you remember going over this document with your attorney and this document? Did you understand what you were signing? And you're willing to waive your right to a jury trial and your right to appeal today? Okay. Mr. Washington, are you a U.S. citizen? And are you willing to waive your right to a pre-sentence investigation report in this matter? To the offense, how do you plead? How do you plead? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Is there a plea bargain from the state?
Your Honor, the state offers a 14-month deferred adjudication. $50 fine plus court costs and DWI class victim impact panel efficient interlock. 36 community service hours and $50 donation.
Is that your understanding, Counselor? All right, Mr. Washington, having heard your plea of guilty, I will find you guilty, but I'll defer that finding of guilt for a period of 14 months. During that time, you'll pay court costs in the amount of $425, a fine in the amount of $300. You'll make a one-time donation to Behind the Badge Charities of $50. You'll have your standard conditions of probation. You'll complete 36 hours of community service restitution. Within 180 days from today, you'll complete a Texas DWI education program and a victim impact panel. And for the duration of your probation, you'll have an ignition interlock device installed on your vehicle. You understand these conditions? Do you have any questions regarding these conditions? All right. At this time, you're on probation. So you need to listen to your probation officer and abide by these terms and conditions. What you're going to do is you're going to step over and see my bailiff for your thumbprint. Then you're going to have a seat and probation will meet with you shortly. State, you need to sign this document. Yes, you may. Give it to Jacob. All right, let's move to the top of the docket, back to Armando Martinez. Mr. Zuniga, are you there?
I'm here, Judge. I'm having some problems with my camera, but can y'all hear me?
I can. All right, let's get started then. We're on the record in 24 CCR 240281, State of Texas versus Armando Martinez. Mr. Zuniga, if you'd give the court an update, please.
Of course, Judge. So in this case, we have submitted some mitigation materials to the state, to Mr. Vinson. That consists of some character letters, employer verification, letter of apology. My client is pending some classes that I suggested he take, but the intention is to complete those materials and see if my client will qualify for a PTI. If not, then we intend to work something out with the state, but we need a little more time, and I do see that a pretrial is coming up, so we'll be getting it done soon.
Yeah, your pretrial is on July 10th, 9 a.m. That's in person. So try to get all that wrapped up well before that date.
Will do, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Zuniga, for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
All right, Fillmore.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. Mr. Fillmore, turn your camera on, please. Mr. Fillmore, I need you to turn your camera on, please.
Hello?
I can hear you. You can mute yourself, Mr. Fillmore. Just leave your camera on. We're on the record in 24 CCR 240057, State of Texas versus Philip Albert Fillmore. Mr. Martinez, go ahead and give me an update on the case.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hearn has conveyed to us before the last status setting as well that he was eligible for the retail theft diversion program, Your Honor. After speaking several times with Mr. Fillmore and going over what the program is about, Mr. Fillmore has rejected the offer, Your Honor. I guess now we're probably moving towards, I know the status or the next one is a pretrial, Your Honor.
It is July 10th.
Okay, if something happens between now and then, we'll sure to make the court aware. I just told Mr. Hearn earlier before we had to be running back and kind of getting winded. But made him aware where we were at. So,
Okay. All right, July 10th. We'll see you then.
thank you,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Fillmore, you're free to go.
Thank you, Mr. Fillmore.
Let's bring in Hawthorne. Okay, Mr. Hawthorne is not present. State.
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor. I emailed and called him, and I called him before the setting too, so just to make sure.
I'm not blaming you, Mr. Martinez.
I just want to make sure so he's not blaming me if that does happen, so as it can happen. So thank you, Your Honor. May be excused.
You want to know the new bond amount?
Oh, please. I'm sorry, I forgot about it.
New bond set at $20,000. Current bond is set at $15,000. Does he have any bond conditions I need to be made aware of? Yes, he
Not
does.
tonight.
13 different bond conditions.
I know we were going to have a hearing in May regarding another violation, but I guess this is kind of expediting. So it's at 20 right now, Your Honor?
I'm sorry, what was that question?
It was 20 and 15 on both on the which case is the
It's
20,000?
20,000 on both cases. And
Oh,
all prior bond conditions that were set on June 9th of 2024 shall remain in place.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Brown.
Hello.
You just go ahead and mute yourself, Mr. Brown.
Okay.
Counselor, if you turn your camera on, please.
I'm looking to see where that setting is because it's not, let's see. Okay.
All right. We're on the record in 24 CCR 240207, State of Texas versus Melvin Lewis Brown. Counselor, go ahead and give me an update on the case.
From our point, I know that last time I spoke with ADA Hicks, there was an offer. We just we're waiting on some medical records.
The state is waiting on medical records?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
One moment, Judge. Let me just pull up the case. I didn't have this on my list either. And I apologize for that. Any notes? I have a note from early April. Give me 1 second. I don't see a note, Judge, that we're waiting on those medical records. However, that does not mean that that's not the case. I know that defense and Ms. Hicks were in communication earlier this month regarding potentially getting some mitigation material over to the state. So if that's still something that defense wants to do, I believe that Ms. Hicks is open to considering it at this time, but I don't think the offer has changed at this moment.
Right. And I had come in, if I may, Your Honor.
You may.
Okay. I had come in and spoken with her off docket, and she had just spoken with the complainant earlier that week. And so when we were there, she said she had talked about the injuries the complainant had and that she had gone to the hospital. And so I had asked for those records and she said she would subpoena them. So it wasn't in court. So I don't know if she made a note of it. And we just got another piece of mitigation this afternoon or this morning that Mr. Brown sent us that we will be compiling and providing to the DA's office.
Okay. Next court setting's July 10th. It's a pretrial conference. So let's try to get all this squared away, figured out before then.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Counselor, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, I'll give you a call here in a little bit.
Thank you. Please do.
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Christopher Harvey. Not present. State.
State moves for bond forfeiture, Judge.
Bailiff.
Yes. You can look up the bond conditions and whatnot. Clemens case, so.
Okay.
No entry at 3:20.
Thank you. Bond recommendation, since there's no bond set previously.
Judge, the state would have it set at 2,500.
Granted.
Thank you.
Any bond conditions?
It was a summons case, Judge, so there are no bond conditions.
I'm asking if you want to do
Yes,
bond
some
conditions.
bond conditions would be great.
Which ones?
Probably for them to report to pretrial, no use of drugs or alcohol, no contact with the complaining witness, Alan Harvey.
1 second.
Does have a pending felony, Judge, as well. I can look at those bond conditions.
Alan Harvey,
Alan Harvey, ALAN.
date of birth.
Date of birth, Judge, is July 2nd, 1998. 1988, I'm sorry, 1988.
Okay, so no contact, report, and
No use of drugs or alcohol. And a distance provision, so to remain 1,000 feet away from Mr. Harvey's address.
be the residence.
The address, Judge, is 36824 Lariat, LARIAT Lane, Simonton, SIMONTON, Texas. The zip code is 77485.
Okay, granted.
Thank you, Judge.
I do believe that concludes our docket. Y'all are free to go. Thank you.
Jacob, what time did you call Mr. Harvey? Do you remember?
Harvey?
Yeah,
Harvey was at 3:20.
3:20. Thank you.
Hawthorne was at 3:15.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you much.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.